Hey guys, how's it going? Underground Geek here. So today we're going to talk about a comic book that I just happened to buy on a whim, and I wouldn't really say it was on a whim because I've actually remembered that I've been following this group for like a year or two now, and I was just following the art. I thought that the guy was just an artist, just designing the character. Turns out he was making a comic book, and then all of a sudden here it is. So I was like, oh, that's cool, because then you feel like you've got something invested in it. You know what I mean? Well, not really invested, but you know what I'm talking about. So this is called Bonehead. And, look at the design and everything. After reading this, this is a Weebs wet dream right here. Like if you're a Weeb, this is probably going to do everything you need. So this is issue 1, and what's funny about this book is, it's got really good art. It kind of seems like less definitive anime. You know what I mean? Not as defined. It's almost like a manga that somebody colored, if that makes sense. But on this issue, the way they do this, they put the synopsis on the outside of the page, which is kind of cool, I guess, but it's really little. And it says, in a near future, a sprawling megapolis sees the rise of boneheads, parkour gangs that use neurolinked helmets to augment their abilities and live for the thrill of physical risk. There you go. As a gang war threatens to tear the city apart, a mysterious bonehead arises, a man with no past that might be the key to saving the city's future. Pretty much every book ever written. And then we open it up here and they waste a whole page. And then we get Bonehead issue 1. This is very, very video game-ish. The font, the way they do the different things. Then you get this page here, and it's by Top Cow, by the way. Yeah, it says Top Cow Image. So, okay, confused. But anyway, moving on. Bonehead, created by Machine 56. That's who I follow on Instagram. The writer is Brian Edward Hill, and the artist is Roald Marcellus. I think I just follow 56. But then you got the colorists and all that kind of stuff. And you'll notice the names. They're Asian. And look at all this right here. This is kind of neat. But then we start out here, and there's these drones. And they're releasing these drones everywhere. There's just drones going everywhere. They're delivering packages, all this kind of stuff. And it turns out that it's basically drone rush hour. Like they start at a certain time, delivering packages, doing different things. And so they're using this time for something. We'll get the shot here. Bonehead here is going to go out on a mission. He's got his tech guy with him. And he asks him, hey, you still want to do this? Because we could always do the old plan. And then we get this little thing here where it says, it tells you the threat levels and all this different stuff. The only thing is they do it the same font, so you kind of lose it. But every time they change scenes and change things, they'll pop up this right here and kind of let you know what's going on. And there's 36 minutes until drone rush hour is over with. And so then we get the introduction of 2 characters. His name is simply 56, and the other guy's name is Aleph. And so then he goes. He goes on his mission, and he's off. He's looking for that drone. He's got to hunt it down. We get a little bit of some anime reference back here with some of these pictures. Obviously, these people really love anime, really love manga. I mean, look at the way the boots are and everything. So then he goes after, and I like this little part right here. He jumps off this drone, and the drone is like crashing, and it gives a little sign like it's talking, just like an anime would. And then we get a couple more scenes here. Pretty good action, pretty solid action. And he's running down through there, and the guy's talking. I guess it's him talking. I'm not sure. He says, since you're going for the crazier stunt, be careful. Yes, it's more attention grabbing than just running around the streets, but it also means you can take unnecessary risks. Chances are one move and you're a goner. But do this right, and come next week, it'll be smooth sailing for us. So there he goes, he's leaving. The guy's monitoring everything on him. We get a little bit more of emotion here. He's very excited, he's having fun. So there he goes, he's after the drones. And then the police get notified that what he's doing. And all of these helmets kind of have a signature so they can track them down. So they start investigating, you know, who he is, and then immediately it flags that he has jailbroken his helmet. So now they're after him. They send out their little police called gladiators. And there goes Gladiator 32. We get a little bit of a breakdown of his different powers. He's got maglev boots, electro weapon, electromagnetic pulse grenade, tactical gladiator helmet, force field generator, things like that. Kind of cool. Kind of cheesy looking, but kind of cool. So there he is. He's going after him, turns his mag boots on. We get a little bit of a snarky attitude from him. He's sitting there waiting. He says, "In 1, 2," and he says, "3, 2, 1, enter Bonehead." There he comes. He's like, mag boots on. So then he goes after him. Bonehead finally gets the drone. They tried to do a dramatic thing here where the guy doesn't know if the guy's going to make it to catch the drone. And then there he is. And I didn't really get it because of the way they did it. I was like, that don't look that shocking because he's already jumped like, you know, that distance before. And then we also get a reference to Daft Punk where he says, they're talking to the bad guy here, and he's like, we're up all night to get lucky. So we get a little bit of a Daft Punk reference there. So obviously they're into pop culture. And then he finally catches a drone. So then he's checking it out. He says, "Hey, I did it. Very anime style victory." And then there's the cop. He's like, "Hey, Bonehead." And I think it's funny. It's kind of a pun, but you know that's the name of their helmets. Tells him to stop. What does he do? He stops. No, actually he ran away. So he runs away. He's quickly able to get away from him because, you know, nobody's really paying attention. Look, that dog's got a bonehead too. And then he's hanging out, pretty much killing time at this point. The guy's trying to tell him to come back to base, but, you know, he's not paying attention. So then he hears somebody talking. And he says, "Tyrant going to go all meteor on your tail. That's right. Why don't you digital losers crawl back into whatever prehistoric pit you came from? I'll take on 2 of you. Come on." And so he's watching because he hears something. And then we get the introduction of a new character. And it shows you the threat level. It's high, you know, what's all going on. There's digital sources. One of the most notorious gangs in the web. So they're digital sources. They all got like dinosaur helmets. And then we get this cool character here, which is kind of cool. I kind of like him. Kind of neat, kind of interesting. So then he's fighting them, and he's holding his own until one of them gets the better of him, you know, hits him in the back. And 56 just can't take it. He's going to join in. So he goes attacking them. Gets pretty cool action scenes there. Very anime. I got to say, I do like this helmet, though. It's pretty cool. The color and everything. It's got a lot of attitude. The screw on the head kind of reminds me of a samurai, like a top knot. I don't know if they did that on purpose. But so then they're attacking. And he notices something about his helmet. He says, "Hey, you're Bonehead there." He says, "Yo, when you're finished, can I see your Bonehead?" And he's like, "No." So as they're fighting on and on, get some more cool scenes here. Gets a cool little kick to the head there. More kicks there. And as much as they augment their abilities, you got to think that this guy's doing a lot of this on his own. So obviously he's a very skilled parkour fighter. Like parkour is a thing, but anyway. It was a thing back in 2012. But so they're fighting, and he says, "You move like him." He says, "What?" He says, "Black Death. You move like Black Death." He says, "Thanks for help, by the way. I'm Pumpkin Juice. That's my tag. I run with Tyrant. You heard of him?" And so he talks a lot. Like it for him that doesn't talk any, he's the talker. So you know they're perfect. He says, "Hey man, come with me. I need to tell you. I need to show you somebody. You need to meet him." He said, "You know, it's too dangerous to be out here." And he's like, No, I gotta go." And he says, "No, come on, man." So then he leaves, and he's like, "Oh well." So then he goes back to the workshop to meet up with the dude. He says, "Why did you turn off your, helmet cam? I couldn't see what was going on." He says, "Black Death, tell me about him." He says, "Oh, well, that's not an easy answer." And then he's like, "Hoot!" And then all of a sudden, the cop has followed him back. He says, "I saw what you did tonight, and I'm here to make sure it never happens again." So, pretty cool book. I like it. It's, you can tell it's not the highest end book because of the story and some of the coloring. But for the most part, it's a pretty decent book. no need to be snobbish about it. It's a pretty good story. I would definitely check it out. I've been following these guys for like a year now. They've worked pretty hard on the design of the character, almost as hard as my artist and I have worked on our book. I think we went over the main character like 30 times trying to get the helmet and everything just right. So I understand what they're going through here. And so they've created a whole world, and there's a lot of action. There's something going on. And this guy right here is pretty cool. He's probably going to be one of my favorites. He's fun. He's got a lot of attitude. He's very samurai gangsterish, very Yakuza. So it's going to be fun. But yeah, I would definitely suggest this. I don't know, are you guys already reading this? Is this something you've been waiting on? I don't know, let me know. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell me what else you want me to read. I still got the Klaus book and the 30 Days and Nights. I'll probably do those. I'm trying to do more independent books because you guys want me to do that. So yeah, here we go. But all right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Underground Geek out.